Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session on active listening in social work practice. This screencast is the first in a series on communication in the social work interview. Every time I ask, what is one quality of a good social worker? Many people respond with the answer, good listening. Effective listening skills is one of the most crucial components of a social worker's job. Every day, social workers must listen to clients to gain information, convey critical messages, and make important decisions. Without effective listening, a social worker may not be able to obtain or convey that information, thereby causing detrimental effects to the client. At the end of this session, you would be able to distinguish between hearing and active listening, describe the benefits of active listening to social work practice, identify the barriers to active listening, and apply 3 steps to active listening in a client-worker relationship. Before we start, can you tell me what is the difference between hearing and listening? What is active listening? Why should social workers practice active listening with their clients? What are the barriers to active listening? And what steps are involved in active listening? You can pause the video now if you want a moment to further reflect on the answer. There is a difference between hearing and active listening. Hearing is not listening. Listening is more than just hearing. When you hear a sound or noise, you are receiving oral stimuli. Hearing refers to one's ability to perceive sounds by receiving vibrations through your ears. Listening goes beyond just registering that there is a sound in the environment. Cornell states that active listening is a skill in social work which combines talking and listening skills in a way that others feel understood and encouraged towards further self-expression. It involves receiving and interpreting the stimuli and creating meaning from the sound. The goal of active listening is to understand the feelings and views of the person. There has been research done on active listening, which shows that active listening is integral to the helping process. Bodie et al. Conducted a survey of undergraduate students to test their perceptions on the benefits of active listening in the helping relationship. The survey showed that undergraduate students felt that persons trained as active listeners demonstrated more emotional awareness and promoted a greater degree of emotional improvement than those who were not trained. Wager investigated 115 participants' responses to active listening messages. Results showed that participants who received active listening felt more understood. Further, participants who received active listening responses were more satisfied with their conversation. There are several benefits of active listening in the social work process. For instance, active listening conveys to the client that the social worker is demonstrating an interest in understanding what the client has said. It makes the client feel that the social worker is interested in their feelings and experiences. Active listening conveys empathy and sensitivity. Active listening helps the social worker to build a professional, trusting relationship with the client. In other words, social workers who engage in active listening with their clients show that they want to comprehend fully and accurately the messages communicated. This means that the clients feel a sense of warmth and genuineness. There are 3 steps involved in active listening. Step 1 involves inviting. This requires the social worker to position their bodies and make appropriate verbal and non-verbal cues, such as by offering appropriate eye contact, orienting the body in the direction of the speaker, and remaining quiet. It also includes maintaining appropriate facial expression, speech, and tone of voice. The second step requires listening. That is, attempting to hear, to observe, to encourage, and remember what the client is trying to communicate. And the final step, the third step, involves reflection, which allows the speaker to hear their own thoughts and to focus on what they say and feel. By reflecting, the workers attempt to hear, observe, encourage, and remember disclosures by the clients. There are, however, some barriers to active listening. These barriers include hearing impairments, lack of eye contact with the speaker, an inappropriate posture, distractions and noise, fidgeting, and looking at a watch perhaps, or yawning. Now that you've learned about active listening in social work practice, this is a good opportunity to test yourself on your new knowledge. Answer true or false to the following statements. Active listening is a skill in social work. The goal of active listening is to understand the feelings and views of the person. Active listening is not a technique which conveys empathy. Reflecting is a step in active listening. One barrier to active listening is slouching. Now, match your answers to the answers on the column to the right. How well did you do? If you want to build your skills in active listening, a good way of doing so is by using checklists. Now that you have learned what active listening is, you can fill out the self-test in the slide. If you need more time, simply pause the video and resume when you have completed the self-test. So in summary, active listening lies at the heart of social work skills. Active listening means reflecting on what is said by the clients and being engaged so that they know you understand them. Active listening establishes trust and helps to build the professional relationship. And the steps in active listening should include inviting, listening, and reflecting. These are a list of references or additional reading that can provide you with more information about active listening as a skill in social work practice. In our next class, we will continue to examine skills in social work and focus on questioning skills. Thank you for listening. Stay well, and bye-bye till we see you again.